Why was the whiskey ring important? Have you ever wondered how a scandal involving whiskey could shake the very foundations of the United States government? The whiskey ring was a significant event that revealed the corruption within the federal government during the Reconstruction Era after the American Civil War. This scandal involved a conspiracy among government officials, politicians, and whiskey distillers who worked together to avoid paying federal taxes on whiskey sales. As a result, millions of dollars in tax revenue were diverted away from the Treasury. At a time when the nation was trying to rebuild and unify after the war, this scandal severely undermined public trust in the federal government. The whiskey ring scandal exposed how deeply corruption had infiltrated the Republican administrations that dominated post-Civil War politics. Even members of President Ulysses S. Grant's inner circle were implicated. While Grant himself was not directly involved, his private secretary was caught up in the scandal. Grant's defense of his secretary ultimately damaged his reputation. The fallout from the whiskey ring contributed to a growing perception that Reconstruction governments were ineffective and corrupt. This perception weakened support for Reconstruction policies and sped up their decline. As faith in federal authority diminished, it created an environment that allowed discriminatory Jim Crow laws to rise in the South. On a practical level, the whiskey ring scandal led to calls for reform in the civil service. It highlighted the need for better government oversight to prevent similar abuses of power in the future. Additionally, the scandal fueled the Temperance and Prohibition movements by linking the whiskey industry with political corruption. The whiskey ring marked a turning point in the post-Civil War era. It signaled the beginning of the Gilded Age, a time characterized by political self-interest and corruption. The importance of the whiskey ring lies in its exposure of the fragility of the federal government during Reconstruction. It played a role in the end of Reconstruction efforts and influenced political and social movements in the late 19th century. Understanding this scandal helps us grasp the challenges faced during a critical period in American history.